On the table and on the wall behind me, we have most of the guns that I used in the TFBTV video with Miles. The only gun I don't have on here is the MG34. We fired the MG34 off the Lafette. It didn't give us any problems, and in addition, it wasn't really part of the live fire exercise. So I want to go over the guns that we used so you guys get a little more info on the guns. I also want to go over what happened, what went wrong. First, we're going to start with the MP40. What went wrong with the MP40? The reason we're starting with the MP40 is the MP40 failed mechanically. It didn't fail ammunition related. And so that's the easiest way to discuss it. Obviously, this is a real MP40. This is a war bring back. It is now got the factory bolt in it. For years and years and years, I used the Portuguese bolt system as an add-on, and we have two of them on the table here. And we'll zoom in a little bit here. This is the one that was in the MP40. As you can see, it's supposed to have a charging handle on it right here. What happened is the charging handle sheared off. It sheared off because when the gentleman operating the MP40 in the video, I insisted that he lock it up into the safety slot when he was moving. When it broke, I noticed that it had apparently been breaking for a while, that the oxidation on the brakes was uneven. It's simply a matter of this little pot metal support that supports the cocking handle broke off. So what I had to do was order a new piece from IMA. What's nice about this in an MP40 is it uses a fixed firing pin, and I don't have to worry about breaking the MP40 expensive firing pin. I hope to send this back to Indianapolis Ordnance. They think they might be able to put a new charging handle, and I'll have a spare. So, literally the MP40 was back in service as soon as we cleaned it. I've already test fired it with this bolt, and when we go back out to shoot it, you'll see that. So, the MP40, pretty simple. It's back in service. Put it up on the wall on its slot. Talk about the Mausers. This is a Russian capture Mauser. If you noticed in the videos, the guys had all kinds of trouble making them work. Well, I brought them home and cleaned them. Each one of them probably had 100, maybe 130 rounds through them. They were filthy, again, because of the really lousy steel-cased 8mm ammo we were using. So I've cleaned them, and then we will test fire them. All these guns, as a matter of fact, we'll test fire in a different video, and we'll post that at a later date. Right now in Western Pennsylvania, it is cold, rainy, and muddy, and I'm too old to go out and stand in the mud. This is also one of the Mausers we used. This is a Yugoslavian rework of a K98. I think they call it the Prejudiced 44. Oh, please forgive my pronunciation of Yugoslavian. This is actually a very clean, well-maintained, nice Mauser. Has the Yugo crest on it. We'll do close-ups of the guns and try to get some detailed pictures of the marks and everything at the end of the video. But again, cleaned it, oiled it, no visible wear or anything. I think if I shoot good 8mm out of it, it'll be fine. STG-44. Why didn't it work? I'm not even going to take it off the wall to tell you. The reason it didn't work, we had 3 failures to feed. I was using 1 original mag and 3 repop mags. One of the repop mags, the feed lips isn't perfectly timed right. Every now and then it hangs up. Hey, you know, that happens. I don't want to invest in a original mag to take it out and shoot it in a run and gun video. And finally, the MG40, the MG42 If you watched the video, it ran pretty good, and then it started hiccuping. Again, I believe that was due to ammo. I took this gun apart. It was extremely filthy for the limited amount of ammunition we fired through it. And in addition to it being dirty, when I took the bolt out, which this bolt does have what I call the Yugo lock in it, everything was fine. I did not see a broken extractor. The ejector wasn't burred. I believe if we run quality ammo through this, it'll run. If it doesn't, when we do the video of it running, I'll have a spare bolt and a spare barrel with me, excuse me, to, you know, swap them out till we get the gun running. But mechanically, there's nothing wrong with the gun that I could see. And finally, the star of the comment sections, my K43. One thing I learned about reading the comments and trying to respond to the comments on TFBTV is that people either love this gun or they hate this gun. I'm neither here nor there. I think it's a pretty neat gun, but there are way better guns. In the video, you see that the op rod sticks back. The one picture Mal mentions it. What happened there was when the gun was cleaned prior, some patches were left up in here, and they were dragging on the op rod. Don't blame that on me. I have helpers, and sometimes helpers make mistakes, but you know, they got to learn. But when I said it blew up, what happened is we had an overpressured round, and I don't know if Miles caught that on tape, but it was noticeably overpressured. It was a huge boom, and the gun, the bolt stopped going forward the next round. So I took the gun out of service and I brought it home and I field stripped it, and then I actually took the wood off of it and everything. And what I found, I thought there was a steel pin sticking out of the front of the barrel, like I had knocked a barrel pin loose or something. So I did some research and I found out there is no pin there. So I got a punch and a hammer and started tapping on it. Turned out when it went off, it blew the primer, and the bolt got jammed. The primer got jammed by the bolt so hard against the bolt face that it almost looked like it was machined in there. After 5 to 10 minutes of tapping, I got it free. I checked for cracks in the back of the receiver. I checked for a bulging on the back of the receiver. I didn't see any of that. So I put the gun back together, and now it goes into battery. I will give a kudos to, and again, I may mispronounce his name, there's a gentleman called Al Porter or Al Forter who sells a gas reduction kit for the K43, G43 series of rifles. I had his kit in the rifle with the smallest gas setting. I think his kit saved my gun. So kudos to him. And I don't know him, I can't even pronounce his name right, so it's not like I'm getting paid to endorse him. But if you got one of these, get that kit. I will take this out again. We're going to shoot it with Priva Partisan new made ammo. And in our later video, hopefully we'll be able to show you that it works again. All right, we're going to zoom in real quick on some of the guns and the markings, and that'll be it, because we're not going to put the shooting in this video. Most of the marks on the MG42 are internal. This is the top cover, and if you look right in here, you can see the Nazi markings. As I said, since this is a re-weld, there's not any German numbers on it. Now we'll move on to another one. All right, right here are the numbers on the K43. It's, I believe, an AC45. It does have matching numbers here and here. All right, we'll show you the numbers next on the MP40. Here's the major markings on the MP40. Here's the serial number on the MP44, and if you come back here, you'll actually see MP44 on the receiver. The funny thing about this MP44, there are very, very few Waffen marks on it. It is an original bring-back gun, but there's just very few Waffen marks on it. This is the Yugo Mauser. There's the Prejudice 44. I can't pronounce it. Sorry, I'm having enough trouble with English. On the top of the gun is the Yugo crest. Also over here, a little bit over here, you'll see K98. They left that here. The only other thing that has a waffen mark on it, that still has the waffen mark on it, is the top of the bolt release. Everything else has been completely sanitized by the Yugos. The other Mauser, since it's a Russian capture, is way different. It has the German manufacturing marks. And more importantly, on this side, which is very difficult to see, it has, of course, your model 98, but it has the serial number with the waffen mark. And the serial number of the receiver matches the serial number of the barrel. Try to give you an overview of the guns, show you the guns. Hopefully I'll be able to edit it together in a semi-understandable way. I'm not the best editor. To show you that these are real guns, that the guns weren't worn out. And some of the comments were, you know, lack of skill on the machine gun operator. Well, the guy had been shooting a gun for about 20 minutes. A lot of people putting their mouth on the G43. G43 wasn't to blame, the ammo was. The ammo was to blame for almost everything. I try to bring you guys some entertainment, and I hope I do. And I also try to bring you some information, which is more important to me than entertaining you. You might learn something. As I said in the TFBTV video, if you get a chance, if your friends have one or there's a rental range, try to go shoot one of these. I think you'll be hooked. They're really enjoyable. And as always, I want to thank Ultra Firearms for sponsoring my videos. Hope to see you again. Hopefully the weather will break and we'll be able to do a shooting video and show you that these guns are all back up and in service. Thanks for watching.